My name is Emily. Welcome back to my channel. I am the Crazy Flippin' Mom, and today we are going back to basics. I talk a lot about Walmart here. This is crooked. And I want to give you a couple tips to be successful with retail and online arbitrage on Amazon in 2025. Amazon has changed a lot of their policies and rules around ungating on Amazon. A year ago even, you could have 10 units, 10 items, and use that invoice to ungate, get approval to sell in most categories and brands on Amazon. Of course, there's some variations and asterisks to that sentence, but you get it. They have since changed the policy and they want you to submit an invoice with hundreds, 500, 200, 300 units to get ungated. So is it still a good option for new sellers? Honestly, no, it's not. It's not a great option for new sellers looking like, if you are coming into the selling world, why am I leaning in? I feel like I need to yell into your face. If you are coming into the seller space with $500 and you think that's going to make a dent on Amazon, that money is going to be locked up for so long. Okay, I need to reel it back real quick. I want to be honest with you though. The days of buying at TJ Maxx and Home Goods and Ross and then reselling on Amazon are over. That low-hanging fruit, over. If you want something easy, go to Walmart. Better yet, go to eBay, go to Facebook Marketplace. Amazon is not it. And I'm saying this because it's so easy to get shut down on Amazon. Asterisks. I've never been shut down, knock on wood. It's so easy to make stupid mistakes by following people giving bad advice online. So listen, I don't know if this is news to anybody. I'm sure it is. We can say anything we want here. I can make up any story I want here. And we see time and time again, sometimes the worst news, worst information, bad advice gets platformed. And maybe no one will see this. I don't know, but I'm going to just keep saying it over and over. Be careful who you follow. Be careful your source. You can take their advice. It messes up your account. So let's all collectively take a drink of coffee and try to center ourselves. I still like Amazon. I still have my account active, healthy. I'm still selling over there. Minimally, yes, but I'm still selling. I'm going to keep it extremely healthy and active until Q4, until my seasonal holidays I love to sell in, and then go hard on merchant. Now, I had a couple new people into the Crazy Flippin' Mom community, and they were like, we want to get started on Amazon. And I was like, set up your account, but then use your Amazon account to go over to Walmart. They're crushing it on Amazon. So maybe we're just platforming negative people as well. I don't know. But they're doing really, really well. And they locked in. They followed the advice. So originally I thought, okay, is Amazon the best place? Now they have the time and money to invest. And they're giving it this is not accidental at all. This is not good luck at all. They are applying themselves. But I almost thought, should I be telling people to start on Amazon in 2025? If you have the skill set, to dive into something brand new and to take it on, and I think it's so much, you need so much time and mental capacity to do something like that. Bravo to them though. I was beyond impressed, and I love to see that it's still a good platform if you follow their guidelines. And this is something that drives me crazy. Can I just air all the dirty laundry today? I'm in a mood, okay? This is something that drives me crazy about the e-commerce seller community. Everybody is so freaking negative, and I get it because we only get negative news. We only get negative news from these platforms. Rarely are they oh, we found all your inventory, we're gonna give you all your money. Rarely happens. But they are so negative. It kills me. You don't live with your parents. Maybe you do. That's not a bad thing either. You have the lifestyle you want. You're selling your stupid courses. Okay, now I'm going really off the rails, but let's relax on the negativity is what I'm saying. In this economy, now I'm going to try to get this message and conversation back on the rails. You can still do Amazon, but there's just not the grace and leniency, and making some of these poor decisions can get you shut down permanently. So I want to talk about keeping your account healthy, and this is going to be multi-part because I have some awesome guests I interviewed while I was on my trip to Prosper, and I'm going to show that as well, ways to keep your account healthy. But you can still do it. Does it take more time? Of course it does. Do you really need community now? Yes. And I'm just not saying that because I want you a part of my community. I don't. We're good. Definitely come hang out if you're cool. But community helps because we're all saying the do's and don'ts. We're all sharing the do's and don'ts. But even then, community is not the like magic answer. You're not going to make more sales because you join my community. Still bad things can happen. You know, like it's definitely not going to save your business, but it really can direct you and make smart business decisions. If I could sum up the mistakes I see being made, it's two. There's two big ones that I see new sellers making. One is listing and trying to sell product before they understand the platform. So they get on a listing and they sell a product, and then oops, it wasn't the right ounces, or it was a multi-pack, or they actually didn't make a lot of money, and so then they try to cancel the sale. Like, they get in so quickly without understanding what Amazon expects from their third-party sellers, and then they cancel a sale, it's their only sale, and then they're deactivated. Or they get on a listing and it was a misbranded listing, and they get an inauthentic without test buy and they're deactivated. Or, you know, on and on and on. They lose money on their first couple sales because they thought they were going to make money, and they can't. It all roads lead to deactivated sometimes. So that's the first one, is not understanding what's expected, because you maybe come from eBay or Facebook Marketplace for sure, and you're just listing and selling, and it's no big deal. Like, you can list and sell over there quickly. So you kind of think, okay, it's the same over here. It's not. More on that to come. But I want to talk about the biggest mistake people are making is they see a product like this, they get it for a couple bucks, and they see, oh, I'm going to sell it for $9.99. And they sell, realize maybe they sent in 50 of these, maybe they sent in 150 or 500 different DVDs, whatever it is. And on each sale, they lose $3. And I tell you, this happens. I would say if we took a poll, this happens. 100% of sellers have done this before. So this is very common. But the amount of people I talk to who think they are profitable, and they are not. Amazon is expensive to sell on. So your mistakes are expensive. And I say that, also saying we all do this. You know, we all are like, oh, we pull up the profit calculator after we make the sale. Not helpful then. We all do this. We all underestimate the fees that are happening on these platforms. And we also don't realize that a category and a price, what you set your price at, can also affect how much money you make. So tanking the price to win the buy box is not always the play. I would say maybe never the play. Like, there's so many options, and I still think Amazon is still the king of the jungle here. Like, making more sales, the sales velocity is there, but you have to know your profit. And do I feel like I'm always saying this? I do. I have, for Amazon, I use SellerAmp. Why? Because I'm a dummy, okay? I can do a lot of things well. What I can't do well is math when I'm in a store. When I'm looking at clearance, when I'm looking at some deals online, can I formulate all the placement fees and the fulfillment fees and the referral fees? Absolutely not. And how many times do I do it wrong? Still to this day, too many. Honestly, it's out of control. Because what happens is we get caught up in this, like, oh my God, this costs $3 and I'm going to sell for $17. And then you might be good there, but the price starts dropping and you want to chase those sales. And so you start dropping little bits at a time. And in 2 days, you realize, okay, I'm not making as much. Like, does that make sense? That doesn't even make sense for me to be selling that at that price anymore. And we have a panic attack. We regroup. We raise our price back up. We may get less sales, but the sales we make, we're making money on. This happens too much. Let me tell you. This is my commandment. Number one commandment of reselling on Amazon. You must know your net profit. The end. Write it down on stone, hand it out to everybody that you know. You have to invest in a seller tool to help you understand your profit. You have to use this tool when you're outsourcing, when you're on your computer sourcing. I cannot say this enough. Not only do we underestimate on the back end, like if you're sending products in FBA to a warehouse and you sell it and you're like, oh my God, I made 50 cents a unit and it's not worth my time and energy I put in. We do this on the merchant side. So when I'm shipping direct to customers, because we underestimate, new sellers underestimate how much shipping costs. We don't ship anymore. Like we don't have to pay for shipping, USPS or UPS. A lot of times we are all getting free labels. So we don't realize how much money it freaking costs to ship something to a customer. It's crazy. It's sometimes I'm like, and those fees go up in Q4. So in October, November, December, you will pay more on the Amazon side and you'll pay more on the shipping side. This is why I like to test when I'm merchant fulfilling orders. I like to send out 5. You really can't figure this out with 1 or 2 because depending on where you live and depending on where that order is going, the fees for shipping can be drastically different. So what I prefer to do is like 5 to 10 and see, okay, if I'm going to New Jersey, I'm in the Midwest. If I'm going to California, if I'm going to Florida, like what's the estimated shipping costs? And then I know, okay, I need to actually raise or I'm good. Or the best is I'm good here and I can afford to play at the buy box and be super competitive even if it drops 5 to 10 cents because my profit is good. But it takes a little bit of guesstimating, and even then you can be good and then get a random order clearer on the other side of the country and you're way off and you lose money. And that's normal in this space. Not being being profitable on every sale is not realistic at all. So on the FBA side or the merchant side, I'll have 10 orders and I'm profitable, and then I'll have 2 that I'm like, holy crap, where is this? The worst thing you can do is cancel that order. Take the L. It's not the end of the world. If that loss costs your business $20 to $30, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. The worst thing you can do is cancel the order, and now your account is in jeopardy. You have to pay thousands of dollars to get help to get it reactivated again. That's a big deal. So take a breath. When you see that shipping total is $28 or whatever, pay it. Don't cancel. It's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the world. We're going to make it through this. Okay, here are my guidelines to live by. You have to know your profit. You have to use SellerAmp to dissect the listing and make sure you are profitable. You know, if I do merchant, here's my breakdown. If I send this FBA, here's my breakdown. You're gonna test products. This is difficult on the FBA side because we're not really testing products FBA anymore. This is really exclusively merchant. But this is great. If you are new, low risk seller, you have a low budget, test the products out, see how they do, see how much money you make, and then you can decide, should I get more in FBA? What's the best case scenario here? But no matter what, you need to put as much brain power and effort into making a good game plan for your SKU. A good game plan is not, I hope it sells for money. Oh my God, that's not the game plan. And most people don't make a game plan for their SKU. So on the back end, what I hear is like, this sucks, Amazon sucks, you lied to me, I'm not making any money. Well, then tell me what your plan was for this SKU when you sent it in. Tell me the profit, tell me when you needed to sell it, tell me your competition, tell me the average selling price, and let's go from there. And the amount of people who can tell me, this was my game plan, this is the plan I wrote out for this SKU when I bought it. Zero of those people. So then they freak out when the unicorn didn't happen, when they sent their inventory and oh my God, the price dropped. You didn't think about that? You didn't look at a Keepa chart? I gotta calm down. this is a game of survival. You want to survive, you gotta maximum effort this, baby. Maximum effort. And part of that is using SellerAmp to help you dissect the listing and create a game plan before you send your product. Before you send your product. I've been helping sellers for like 5 years now, and it's my favorite thing I do. I should be a life coach because I love connecting. I love networking in person events. I love it. So don't take this as like, I don't want to work with people anymore. I want you to, like, I've been saying this so much. Come on. It's like when your kids are doing the same crap over and over, and you're like, finally you get to the place where you're not nice about it anymore. You're like, I said to do this. Everybody fails here. Failing is not the end of the world, honestly. So knock it off. Knock it off. We all have failed. We just keep going. We just keep doing it and learning and figuring out what will work for us. So if you are like, oh, I made all of those mistakes and I failed and I lost a lot of money, congratulations. What are you going to do now? And you need to be honest with yourself, because maybe this isn't for you. Maybe this is a crazy world. Okay, it's not for everybody. Look at me. Look at my behavior. This is not for everybody, and I get it. So if it's not, let's pivot. Let's find something that fits you and your lifestyle and what you're looking for. But if this is for you, you should plan on failing over and over and over. Over and over and over. You just get better at the hits. Like you take a hit, you're like, okay, we got to pivot that. We got to figure out what's going to work. Instead of like falling down and complaining forever. Oh my God, I suck at this. Like, we all suck. We're going to get back up and try it again. We're not going to complain for years and years and years. Now, if you're brand new, here's what you should be doing on SellerAmp. You know what? I'm just going to show you. Okay, I want to show you what I'm talking about. When you go to list something, I have SellerAmp on my phone and on my desktop. This is what I'm seeing. There are no blind decisions happening at all. I'm putting in my costs. These were on clearance, but just because something is on clearance does not mean it's a good buy. And just because this is showing right now at this price, you're not going to make a profit. There's a lot more happening on the listing. Is Amazon always in the buy box? There are no other sellers. That's kind of a red flag. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of a this is kind of a red flag listing. So this is why I want to see, am I making profit? What if Amazon is going out of stock and all of a sudden I can jump the price up to $29.99? Okay. But at the end of the day, making a profit is not all that matters. I want to make sure I'm selling products that I don't get IP'd on. I don't have issues with Amazon on. And honestly, the fact that there are no other sellers on this listing is a bit of a red flag. Why? Why is there nobody else? Now, I picked one. These type of dolls were on clearance. Now, maybe I'm just on the wrong one. Maybe there are other things happening here. You see other types of dolls. But what I'm saying is just making a profit and just saying, oh, I can sell this, I'm ungated. Those are not the only questions you should be asking yourself. So in this case, if there were other sellers and I felt like this was a good listing, I'd also be saying, how often does Amazon go out of stock? Like, if I send in 20, can I sell those 20 in 2 weeks, or am I going to be sitting on them? How long am I going to be sitting on this product before I actually make my profit? So again, not just saying, oh, I'm profitable, let's go, and I'm leaving, but looking deeper into the listing to see how long will it take me to make my money back? Is there potential for issues with the brand or Amazon? Is the listing misbranded, meaning it's not branded correctly with the actual product, and that could cause me issues? Is the brand selling the listing? So I'd look here to make that decision. And then, of course, fees. So this is why we look at more than just the calculator. We're looking at a lot more than that. Here you can do your fulfillment type. So if you decide to test products out, you're going to switch it to merchant. So you'll get a better idea, because the fees for merchant and FBA are different. So make sure that if you're FBA or merchanting, you have that set up correctly. But your breakdown of profit, not just it looks good, but like, where is my money going? What's my margin? And like that goes into planning for your SKU. How much like do you want to break even before you know it's a good investment? And then that question, along with how long is my money going to be tied up? Those are really good questions to ask yourself when you are making a plan for the SKU. So I hope this helps. You should be using SellerAmp. You put it on your phone. There's a app you can download. I like it because if you shake it, it resets. I know it's like a simple thing to say, but then when I'm doing a lot of online, or what I tend to do is take pictures in my store, come home, sit down so I can make really mindful decisions. This is what I'm looking at. All right, you can do this. I believe in you. 2025 is the year of making smarter decisions. I'm sending you all my love. Thank you for watching me yell at you. Love ya. Bye.